Assalamualaikum dear students. I hope that you all are in a good health. I'm Aksa Malik from the senior wing and I welcome you all in the week 8 lecture of history. So let's proceed. So dear students, in this chapter you learned about the rise and the fall of the Ottomans, and today we'll discuss the last topic of this chapter. But before moving forward, let's quickly revise the previous topics. So dear students, the chapter began with the story of the formation of the Ottoman Empire, and you learned that Osman I founded the Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire almost ruled for 600 years, and there we come across with 36 Ottoman rulers. And from those 36 rulers, you learned about some of the very famous and very prominent ones, which were the Mehmed II, Selim I, and Suleiman the Magnificent. You learned about their leadership qualities, you learned about their expansion of the Ottoman Empire, and what kind of system they made for the state. Then you learned about the significant features of the Ottoman Empire, which include janissaries. What were the janissaries? They were the elite infantry who were supposed to protect the emperor. Then the millets. What were the millets? They were the special courts made for the non-Muslim community of the Ottoman Empire. And then you learned about the education system of the Ottoman Empire, in which every community was given the right to impart the education according to their religion, according to their beliefs, their traditions and the values. And as for Muslims who are concerned, they used to get the Islamic education from madrasas. They used to learn Arabic language over there, and all of these madrasas were funded by the emperor. So dear students, then you learned about the decline of the Ottoman Empire. What were the major causes? What were the major reasons of this decline? It was the weak leadership. With the passage of time, the leadership began to weak. Then there were huge conspiracies. Then corruption was there, nepotism was there, different rebellions were there, and the civil wars. And finally, so during the World War I, Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers, but they got defeated, and the Ottoman Empire was captured by the European powers, and the Britain and the France were the dominating ones. So what happened that right after the World War I, they signed the Treaty of Sevres in 1920. According to this treaty, the Ottoman Empire was divided between the Britain, France, Russia and Greece, and many new independent states were formed as well. And but what happened that because of the Treaty of Sevres, the nationalist movements began in the Turkey, and these nationalist movements were led by Mustafa Kemal Pasha. And with time, what happened that they were able to expel all of the foreign forces out of the Turkey. And afterwards, they signed the Treaty of Lausanne in 1923. And according to this treaty, Turkey became an independent state, and the Ottoman Empire, the Khilafat, it got ended. So let's talk about the objectives of the study. So dear students, today you will be able to identify the important events of the chapter with the help of the timeline, and you will be able to identify the relations of Safavid, Ottoman and the Mughal empires. So let's firstly discuss the timeline. So in 1299, the Ottoman Empire was founded by Osman. In 1453, the Constantinople, which currently known as Istanbul, it was conquered by Mehmed I. In 1462, the Topkapi Palace built by Mehmed II, it was built by one of the very famous architecture and engineer of the Ottoman Empire, Mimar Sinan. And today the Topkapi Palace has been transformed into a museum, and it is one of the largest museum of the Turkey. In 1463, the Mehmed's famous Ferman was given, and in this Ferman, all the minorities and non-Muslim communities were given security, and it was ensured that no harm would be, no community, no non-Muslim community would be harmed by any, other community. Then in 1517, the Makkah was added into Ottoman Empire. In 1520, Suleiman the Magnificent became the Sultan. In 1529, the Battle of Vienna was fought, and so Suleiman the Magnificent attacked Vienna 2 times, but he was unable to achieve any success, so it was a failure. Then from 1914 to 1918 is the time period of the World War I, and during this time period, Britain and France, they conspired the breaking down of the Ottoman Empire. And in 1922, the official land of the Ottoman Empire, and it was the rise of the nationalist Turkey, and how it happened through the Treaty of Lausanne. So our next topic is the Safavid Empire of Persia. Now, what was the Safavid Empire? The Safavid dynasty was one of the most significant ruling dynasties of Iran from 1501 to 1736. Now, dear students, the Safavid Empire had huge rivalry with the Ottoman Empire, and Suleiman the Magnificent attacked Persia 3 times, but he failed. The major issue between both of these empires were the border issue. Okay, there were some areas on the border of both empires which were claimed by both Ottomans and the Safavids. So it happened that Suleiman attacked Persia 3 times, but he failed, and finally in 1554 the peace treaty was signed with the Shah of Persia, and their border issue was resolved. Then the Safavid Empire had a very cordial relationship with the Mughal Empire. So if we look into the map, just a minute. Okay, yes. So this is the map of the all of these empires. You can see that the Safavid Empire lies in the middle of the Mughal Empire and the Ottoman Empire. The orange area in the map is the Mughal Empire, and the Safavid Empire lies in the middle of it. So what happened, that Safavid Empire had hostilities with the Ottoman Empire, but they had very close relationship with the Mughal Empire. So what happened that when the second Mughal emperor Humayun, when he came into the power, he had he faced huge issues from the 2 people. One was the Sher Shah Suri, and he was his biggest rival. And what happened that he attacked Agra, he caught Delhi and the capital of the Mughal Empire, and Humayun, he took asylum in Persia. So Humayun remained in Persia for next 15 years, and finally with the help of the Safavid Empire he was able to get back the Mughal Empire. So dear students, that's it for today. So your assignment include the following things. The first is that you're supposed to read all of the following topics from the book, and then for vocabulary you are supposed to prepare the World Bank, and then maintain a small notebook or booklet for the new vocabulary, and then you're supposed to search through the internet or books to find out the detail about the Mughal Emperor Humayun's exile to Persia. Like you're supposed to read the story that why he went to exile, and find out that information and note it down on your booklet. And afterwards study the map of the Ottoman, the Safavid and the Mughal Empire, which is given on the textbook page 46. And finally you're supposed to go through the glossary words, the timelines, the reference of the different resources, pictures, their subtitles, and and finally just solve the end of the chapter exercise, reflect your learning, go through the activities, and finally revise the whole chapter. So dear students, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, stay safe and stay healthy. Allah Hafiz.